What's up, everyone?
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the Chucklers Undercover, episode 8. I'm Matt, ManicProfessor.
I'm Kevin, KingCarnage.
Oh yeah, and we got Lexi here.
Yeah.
She's hidden behind the microphone. Here, let me move that down a little bit.
It shouldn't affect it in any way, shape, or form. However,
We have topics in front of us, but we're going to try to keep it keep it improvised for the rest of the show. But right before we did this, live WrestleMania ended about an hour ago. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think?
No.
You didn't like it?
Kinda.
Okay, a little bit backstory. Kevin came in halfway through. He came in, it was what, during the women's belt?
Yes.
Women's title match?
Yes, there was TV.
But, what do you think about the change of the Divas title to the women's title? Because, if you watched it, Lita had come outside and seen, had presented the title. Had like the podium set up and lifted the veil, and had a new title, which was basically a recolor of the World Heavyweight title. It's a white strap, the same big obnoxious WWE logo with the
same fucking belt, people.
The term diva, it's basically like a derogatory term because WWE for years, especially in the late 2000s, had relied so much on supermodels over wrestlers. And that's a trend that is now changing with the rise of NXT and, the whole women's division that's blossomed down there. And props to them because they are really, really good wrestlers down there. Kudos. And if you haven't seen the NXT TakeOver event that happened, please go do so. It was a great event, much better than WrestleMania in my opinion. A lot of people probably share that, opinion. And speaking of, we get to see NXT. Kev, I, and Charlie and I get to see NXT in Charlotte in what, 4 days?
4 days.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the results were kind of predictable. Undertaker went over Shane McMahon in the Hell in a Cell match. I totally called the part where Shane climbed up to the top and jumped off through the table. I called that.
He said, Jay, I know Shane likes to jump off things, so I'm going to call it now that he jumps off the cage. And I was like, we'll see. And sure enough, he looked up and I was like, hey, he's going. There's no doubt about it. He got up there. Dude, I hope the man's okay. You're an idiot.
Dude's a fucking daredevil, though.
He's an idiot. Okay. You are. How old did you say he was?
He was 46.
46. 46-year-olds don't jump off of like 2-story fucking houses.
And what's funny is that's a taller cage than the first cage.
Yes. What a ditch.
The one that Mick Foley fell off of. So Shane McMahon fell from a higher height.
Oh, Rock, you're right. We did break records tonight. And bones.
You really think he broke a bone?
I know he... Dude. There's no way you don't. He's lucky if he didn't break his backbones or something.
Yeah.
The way he came down, he's lucky if his back...
The look on Undertaker's face. It was like, it was the best OMG,
dude, he was
holy shit look. He was like,
you can see it.
His eyes were like big.
The second camera angle did it for me because you just seen Undertaker laying there like this, and all of a sudden you see
he sees him and then he just jumps.
He jumps out the way and he's laying over there. He's like,
yeah.
What? Yeah, he's a dumbass. He just did that. Yes, he did.
What did you think of the Brock Lesnar? Did you see the Brock Lesnar Dean Ambrose fight?
I did not.
You did not? I thought it was kind of underwhelming. Because they kind of built up the hardcore part of it, and there were weapons. There was no bloodshed. That was one thing that disappointed me. But another thing was, they'd hyped up the chainsaw and the barbed wire baseball bat that Foley and Terry Funk had given him. Ambrose. And, you know, he revs up the chainsaw, and, you know, he pulls out the baseball bat, and, you know, in the baseball bat's thing, you know, he goes for the hit, and he drops it, and Lesnar puts him up for an F5 and slams him on a pile of chairs. 1, 2, 3. So neither of them were used. So, you know, the weapons might as well not have been there.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that not enough. Not enough. Okay, I watched a couple of the matches. I watched the women's. I watched the Undertaker. I watched the Battle Royal thing.
Intercontinental Championship match was a good one. The ladder match. I believe that started the show.
Good.
That was a very good match.
Was good.
Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental Championship. Dude deserves it, for one. He deserved it years ago when he got himself over, and they squashed him the way they did. But good for him. The dude deserves it. But I was rooting for Sami Zayn, and Chris and I were texting each other the whole show just about talking, you know, about our opinion and stuff.
Yeah.
But we both agreed that Zack Ryder did deserve that win. You know, he was worthy. But the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah,
there was a few surprises in there too. DDP.
Okay,
Shaq.
Now, let me just say, in my opinion, okay, I know Shaq's been there before, and the last time there was this big hoopla, and Shaq was actually pretty good back last time.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the problem. You're two big motherfuckers. There is like, how many little people would you say was with them? At least 10.
I think there were 20 people
there was 20
in the
people.
match.
There's 2 of you.
Well, you know, you also had Kane. You also had...
At some point, these guys are split
Mark
up in
Henry.
corners, and there's this big, giant group of guys on each of them. The next thing you know, you just see a group of guys get like this dude had some kind of force. No. Okay, first of all, if there's like 10 people...
I think it's funny, though, that they did the thing where everyone ganged up on them.
Yeah.
Like it started off, it was like a stare-down between Shaq and Big Show, and then Kane sort of got between them, and then they started brawling, and then everyone who was like standing around him in awe, like, you know, like, oh shit, what the fuck is about to happen, you know? You know, they were backing off from it. Then they all started, you know, pounding on him.
Point, they all got out the ring, and I'm like, well...
Sandow.
I had said like maybe 30 seconds before that. I said, dude, with him, Shaq, and him in the ring, the rest of you might as well just get out the ring for a minute.
Damien Sandow, pop of the night, don't you think? The way the crowd cheered for that when he popped up for his turn to get a finisher and get thrown out was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
But Baron Corbin won that match from NXT. I think that was his first main roster match.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, he was okay. I don't dislike the guy.
He's a heel. I hope.
He's a heel.
I hope he gets his shit right.
Yeah.
I know they need more good guys.
Yeah.
They got a lot of bads.
Well, it's easier to build a bad guy than there is building a good guy, because you have to get the crowd behind the good guy, which means getting bad guys to keep the good guy down to get the crowd behind the good guys, and when the good guy finally overcomes the bad guy, it's a big deal.
Right. Well, he just... Listen to him.
Psychology, man.
Listen to him. He knows what he's saying.
What did you think of the main event? Roman Reigns and Triple H for the title.
You know, I liked it. And I actually have to say, I think I heard more people cheering for the guy than any time during this.
As soon as Roman speared Stephanie McMahon, the crowd turned to him. That was the game changer right there. That was the moment where the crowd started to cheer for him.
And I'm so happy he speared her.
I know, she just fucking deserves it. For all the shit that she dishes out on a weekly fucking basis, for her to not get her fucking comeuppance for 3 fucking years.
Talking all that shit.
The entrance?
Yeah, and then you get fucking just doused.
I think the entrance was suitable to her ego, or at least the ego of the character that she portrays on television. Which may or may not just be her in real life.
Yes.
Roman Reigns pins Triple H, wins the title to a 50-50, well, at least from what I could hear. And I was watching from a television with this air conditioner going on in the background. So I heard kind of a 50-50 audience reaction. There were some boos, but there were some cheers.
Well, I mean,
there were people in the crowd with their hands up like, yes, holy shit, he won.
Actually, there was a lot more than I expected to be.
For the record, people, I talked about this in the last Undercover, so I'm not going to waste my breath too much. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't dislike Roman Reigns. I think they need to quit booking him like the underdog, basically.
Yeah.
Because booking him like the underdog is basically Cena 2.0, which is... Sorry, let me continue. But
Right.
that's the fear of the fans, I believe. I think that's what turns the fans against Roman Reigns. The fear that he's going to become the next John Cena.
No.
Booking-wise, the whole, 10 years of being the face of the company, superhero Cena, LOL, Cena wins, haha, They're afraid that that's just going to continue, but with a new face. Because, it's no secret, John Cena's getting up there in age. He'll be 39 this year.
You can imagine.
You can tell Hollywood's knocking. And, who can blame him? The dude works, and dude's got charisma.
Yeah. He's pretty good at that, though.
Yeah, he's good. I have nothing against John Cena either. Despite what, people try to train me to believe.
Yeah.
But, okay. Scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you for NXT?
That's an 8.
An 8?
Only
That's
reason
mine
it's
too.
an 8 is because the 2 that it ain't there is because I know it's going to be a hellacious trip there and back.
Yeah.
Like getting to
Cause
parking and getting out at parking.
We live...
Because the last time you remember.
It's at least an hour drive.
Yeah, it's an hour drive, but parking was the worst part.
Yeah.
Because hour and a half park time.
And, your legs, my feet hurt just standing up, So...
Then but you're sitting for an hour and a half, then all of a sudden you go into this establishment to sit and watch. The rest, your ass will go numb. I know.
Well, that's kind of the point. Your face should go numb too,
Well,
Spend, $100, get a bunch of beer.
I ain't spending no damn $100 on no damn bunch of beer. I spend $100 on a bottle of liquor, get drunk before and after.
But you're driving.
Not me. Somebody else be driving. I ain't damn sure ain't driving.
Well, I sure ain't driving either.
Well,
I
then we
ain't
gonna
turning
have to
down
get us a
fucking
little
liquor.
Teenage DD.
Shit.
We'll pay a fucking 17-year-old $10 fucking to give him some experience on his drivers that drive permit, just to take us to the club. He's in the
But
car.
he wouldn't have a ticket to go in.
No, I wouldn't. But nah, fuck yeah. He's chaperone.
Okay.
We'll give him a smartphone and then you can log him in it to
Oh yeah, so he can watch
so he
the
can
network.
watch it at least.
Okay.
It wouldn't be.
Well, it wouldn't be televised. This show's not televised.
Son of a bitch. Fuck.
It's a house show.
What does that mean? What is a house show?
A house show is an untelevised show. It's basically just them playing to the crowd. Local show. And they do that, basically to test out characters, give people some experience working in front of a crowd, but without the pressure of being on television in front of a whole national audience. They can test out characters, storylines, rivalries. People can rehearse matches. Like back in 2004, I saw a kick-ass version of what was the main event of Judgment Day 2004?
Oh hell! Don't ask me. Gee, I don't
Well,
know.
either way, I saw a house show in Charlotte a week before Judgment Day 2004, and it featured characters that did not debut yet on television. I remember Mordecai was one of them. He appeared on the house show, but he didn't make his TV debut until Judgment Day 2004, a few days later. But whatever the main event was, they did that in Charlotte, and they rehearsed some of the spots that they did at the pay-per-view. And I remember some of it, I remembered enough that, I recognized it when they did those spots on the show. But, stuff like that, that's what a house show is.
Gotcha.
But
it's kind of like the same thing as the Bethware Fair.
Yeah, sometimes they do televise the house shows. Sometimes.
Well, if it gets enough attendance, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, like now with the network, they've now started doing like network exclusive events, where they did 2 last year. It was one that was from Tokyo, Japan, which they showed at like 3 a.m. over here live.
Holy hell! Who's gonna be watching wrestling at 3 a.m.?
Well, if you're the kind of person that likes to, stay up till 3 a.m., it's only 2 hours from now, get drunk and or baked or but basically whatever your vice is, you do that. You sit down, you unwind, and you watch television.
I'm gonna be watching a movie. I don't think I'm gonna be watching the wrestling channel. What am I gonna watch on the wrestling channel?
Wrestling, duh.
Right, but if there's who's gonna be wrestling at 1 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know.
I mean, I know they have
Well, it's time zones, bro.
I know they have that WWE AM show or WWE Raw AM or whatever.
Oh, that's just like a recap, though.
Yeah, like a little recap show.
Yeah.
I guess they could do.
It's not the same. Well, I mean, my point is though that they're doing the network exclusive shows, like house shows. They did another one that was Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Well, I practice.
Well, there's a practical reason for that too. I'll get into that real quick. Madison Square Garden has a fee, like a really high fee, to run televised shows there. That's why they don't run Raw or pay-per-views at Madison Square Garden anymore. It's just house shows only. But that network exclusive show was a way to get around the huge broadcast fee of doing it at Madison Square Garden. That's the extent of my knowledge on it. But they do it, on the network to get out of it, because it's not shown, it's not televised at all.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and every I think 3 or 4 months they do the NXT takeover stuff. Huh?
They're cheap.
How?
Knowing like hell that when you go to Madison Square Garden, you're gonna have a bunch of rich motherfuckers.
Not always, Not all sporting fans in New York are rich.
Well, they don't gotta be rich. I'm just saying you got a bunch of rich motherfuckers.
Okay.
Broadcast.
And your point is?
Broadcast. All right, here we got house shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can also tell you that if a person knows that the show that they're going to is broadcast on TV, right, they're going to want to go and spend some money and have a good time. For the hopes of one being on TV. Do you catch my drift?
Yes.
I don't think it probably mattered that much there. Because then you get the aspect of exclusive, right? Like just for me. But I don't know. It's cheap. It's a cheap way out.
So, Star Wars comes out on DVD on Tuesday.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I want to get it. Or not just DVD, Blu-ray too. I want to get it. I've already pre-ordered it on Amazon. I'm going to get it on Tuesday.
I'm going to have to do so.
Yeah, I'm more, like...
I'm going to have to borrow it from you and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, as a collector, I have all the Star Wars movies on DVD and Blu-ray anyway. But I'm more interested in, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff, and as what they do for all the Star Wars things, they have, like, the documentary, like, the making of behind-the-scenes, deleted scenes reels and all that stuff. So,
Bloopers.
I'm looking forward to that, just because I'm just a nerd for that shit. But we talked about it in the last Undercover, I know, but Are you excited for the new one coming out this year?
Yeah, I'm ready to see how they go with it. I'm ready. It's cool. I was okay with the last one, you know what I mean? I had a couple of issues.
It was.
I forgot, but
It was very good.
Particular parts.
Yeah, I'll sing my praises all day for the movie. It's not a perfect movie.
No,
don't get me wrong.
None is.
But it's a very good movie.
Castaway
It's very solid. It holds
the last
up.
Perfect movie I've ever heard of.
What's that?
Castaway.
What about it?
Damn near perfect.
Really?
What they say.
I don't agree with
I don't
that.
agree.
Yeah. I would say Pulp Fiction is the perfect movie. Or, you can continue the awkward silence. I mean, shit. This is a two-person show, Kevin.
I'm trying to come up with a good syllable about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for Star Wars, I guess. I have this written down.
Are they gonna keep the same bad guy?
Who, Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
For Episode 8, yes. For Rogue One, no.
Yeah, man.
Rogue One is
he even gonna be mentioned?
He's not even alive yet.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so there's the one.
Rogue One is set right before A New Hope. Basically coinciding with the 40th anniversary.
Yeah. No. We'll watch it.
I'm looking forward to it, and I
don't like going back.
As much as I'm wary of them being yearly releases because burnout is a thing, and I thought that way back in 2012 when they announced it, but I like the idea of going as an event with friends to go see a Star Wars movie. Because say what you will, I had no friends or whatever, but I was also too young to have had that theater experience with the prequels.
Yeah.
Wasn't even fucking alive back in the fucking
hell, where did they even have theater events with them back then?
Of course they did. Theaters have been a thing for a long ass time.
Well,
Kevin.
I know that, but I mean, damn, would that be one of the films in the theater at that time? That's the question. I wouldn't know. I guess we'd have to ask.
Well, go ahead. Ask me.
I ain't asking. You know what I'm
Then
talking?
why'd you bring it up?
Because you could. I mean, I'll ask my grandma.
Okay.
I'll ask my dad. Could I ask my dad? Yeah, I could.
Why would you ask your dad?
He's gonna watch Star Wars. He watched it.
Why are we mumbling? Fucking roll up.
I'm not mumbling.
Yeah, you are mumbling.
I'm half thought, half talk.
Shit.
I like that, dude.
Lexi is knocked the hell out
She
right
is
here.
out,
She
guys.
is out between us.
She's loving it up. She's not
But,
gonna like
anyways.
your home.
Anyways, changing gears from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I have this written on the script. We talked about it about a week ago, I guess, while we were playing video games.
I remember this conversation.
Yeah. Kevin talked about his desire for new Marvel superheroes.
Well, it don't have to be Marvel. See that?
Well, at the time, the conversation that we had was
it
Marvel.
about Marvel. So I'm just saying, like, okay, like DC Universe is trying to expand on their aspect of their superheroes. They're giving them movies. They're making games. They're establishing a base. They've already got this giant, just fucking enormous ass universe like Star Wars of characters that they've kind of started to create and give people a base for. Marvel is they old shit.
Huh?
The same old shit. Name a new Marvel superhero.
Okay, touche.
Let me say this: a new Marvel superhero production.
Okay, I'll raise you one though. What about the movies that are going to make the most money? movies that are going to appeal to the biggest audience. Because I guarantee you that the Walt Disney Company, which owns Marvel, does not give a fuck about creating these superheroes. All they care about is making money.
Yeah. But man, if you devour your audience's attention with options and possibilities, think about a game that would allow you to do the same thing as in the movies. Okay? Because you know they make games, you know they make animations, you know they make movies, you know they have
Actually,
good words.
let's put a pin in that topic. That's a good topic to talk about, but continue.
Right. Okay, because in a sense, these people who have had these successful superheroes, you have too. You've had your fair share of your own.
Yes.
But these people have their gigantic share of successful superheroes, and all they've been doing is pretty much reiterating their stories and going more in depth with each individual person. Case in point, all the TV shows, the little skit branch offs of the, you see what I'm saying? All that little stuff. Now, Marvel, on the other hand, Spider-Man. Got what? Name some more? What? Captain America. Captain America. Now they've started to do the whole Iron Man's, right?
Well, they've been doing Iron
Man's.
Man.
They've been doing Iron Man's, but they've started to bring it into the Avengers, right? But in this last one, all of a sudden, these other people in the movie had powers too, right?
Right.
I would hope, I would pray that they would take advantage of that and find a way to.
Sorry to interrupt though, but do they respond in chat? Typically, no, because we have a script to talk about, and this is like for thing. If you watch our normal streams, we do respond to chat. And sorry, this is more of just like a conversation between the two of us.
Yeah.
With people watching. Sorry about that. But yeah, sorry, we typically don't pay attention to the chat, but we have the thing up, and I did notice the question, so I figured I'd respond to that. But sorry. Continue.
I don't know. There's options and possibilities to just take advantage of it. There does need to be more superheroes. There's loads of possibilities for superheroes. Hell, you don't even. Again, you don't have to necessarily have a power to be a superhero. Intelligence is a power, right? I mean, you can be cunning and be a superhero just by being a cunning person. So there's traits that that qualify for more than just that, than super strength or speed or heat vision or shoot webs out your. And I totally hate the idea that Spider-Man shoots webs out of this little canister.
Okay, I'll raise you a question then. Name a superpower that hasn't been done yet.
Water.
Aquaman.
They've had an Aquaman movie?
Well, this ain't just about movies.
Well,
this is about superheroes in general.
But I mean, there you go.
The topic here is comic book superheroes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not just movies.
God, you want me to do this now? It'd take me hours.
Well,
I mean, there's plenty of.
We got 30
superheroes.
minutes.
I know. I know. But I'm pretty sure there's more ways you can find superheroes. You know what I mean? They don't always have to be the same. Case in point, Deadpool and all that stuff. We're branching off here. This guy, pretty much an average Joe, supposedly, just to himself.
okay.
Stuff like that. Ninja Turtles. Would you not classify them as a superhero?
Yeah, I do. But to me, superhero does not necessarily equal superpowers. It's just
right. There would be more hero movies. You know what a good
leading
one was?
man can be a superhero. Really.
What was the movie of the one with Will Smith?
Well, I shouldn't say that. I should say, any sort of fictional, crime fighting character.
Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass
is
was
a
okay.
superhero.
Look,
yeah,
that was awesome. An average Joe just decides to one day be a superhero. Turns out he can damn sure do so. Just takes a little bit. Takes him getting his ass kicked.
Well, it takes him not being able to feel pain.
Right. And truthfully, once he gets his ass kicked a couple times, pretty sure he ain't gonna feel shit.
True.
Get shot once or twice, get cut.
Well, I mean, we can rant about comic books all the time, but we haven't even like reached the halfway point in our list of shit to talk about. So Tuesday, I know you're excited. I know. Hey, my eyes are up here. Hey, Black Ops Zombies. The new zombie map comes out on Tuesday.
Confused. How the hell did they end up on a fucking Chinese boat?
Japanese
boat. Sorry, Japanese boat.
I don't know.
The fuck?
But they also have been really good at not explaining shit that happens between maps. So it just happens. They just find themselves in that scenario. But from what I've heard about it, it's supposed to be kind of similar somewhat to Shino Numa.
Okay. But I hate it when people don't answer my questions. You see, what the fuck? How do we go from this random ass castle in where? Germany?
Austria, I believe.
Austria. You got Germany? Where's that? Austria.
Well, it's in that region, yes.
Okay. How do we go from there
To Japan?
to Japan? Yeah.
Well, they've always explained it as being teleporters.
Do we know the ending of the Easter egg?
Well, I do.
At any point, do they teleport?
No.
What the fuck?
Well, also, I mean, use your fucking imagination, sir. Put down the pipe and think.
I know. Touch it to me.
Okay. You just gotta, shing. You gotta imagine the rainbow there. Shing.
Are you trying to go Bushido right now,
Imagination.
bro? Are you going Bushido right now? Or are you going to shing?
No.
Okay.
Quite the fucking opposite. If you were paying attention. Anyways, Black Ops map coming on Tuesday.
It's gonna be
we are
okay.
no doubt streaming it, so please look forward to that.
I like all the zombies.
Because I certainly am.
Just like zombies. Killing zombies. Don't matter what fucking
Speaking of also coming up this week, I talked about it to him before, but starting tomorrow over on twitch.tv/ManicProfessor, I'm starting a 3-day run of Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. I've played the game plenty of times before. I've got complete playthroughs on YouTube and all that stuff, but I'm playing it again for a certain audience, friends of mine who wanted to see me play the game, have requested it for months, and I'm finally going to do it. Only because our regular schedule that we normally do on Chucklers isn't happening this week, because Scotty decided to go out of town all week and just leave me here to do shit by myself. So
Did he give you a heads up?
he did, like several days in advance. He did, but
Fair enough.
that doesn't take away the fact that he left me hanging.
How important was it?
Hashtag scumbag Scotty. Now, I wrote this topic down, I remember, because I read the news that Microsoft was planning, or at least talking about, opening up the Xbox One for crossplay with other game consoles, PC, PS4, etc. Basically, breaking down the walls. I don't know if it's set in stone that they're going to do that. I don't know.
That would be weird.
It would be. It'd be kind of bizarre. But at the same time, though, I mean, online gaming has changed a lot in the last several years.
So they're going to let you trade it in. So basically, GameStop on your platform.
No. Well, yes, but no. It's not GameStop. It's Microsoft. Okay, we'll get to that here in a second.
GameStop. I'm saying it's like GameStop.
It's like GameStop. Microsoft also said that they were considering adding like used game trade-ins for digital games. like on the marketplace, that you could trade it in and get so and so amount back, which would no doubt be a fucking ripoff, because that's just what that business is. It's just standard pawn shop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just, anyways, enough about that. The whole thing in general, anything from, downloading DLC and the whole patches and updates and all that. What do you think?
It'd be pretty cool that I could play with somebody on Xbox and stuff like that.
Where do you think it's going to go?
I don't think it's going to. I think there's going to be an issue.
Where? What issue?
Like balancing the marketplace for stuff. There was already a big hoopla about GameStop, with the whole trade-ins and people getting money back or them getting credit back on something.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to remember a couple years ago, Microsoft themselves were getting a bunch of hoopla because they were also they were announcing something about this might have even been a rumor. I don't even remember. It's been so long ago, but about used games not being a thing on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Where the game came with a code, and you had to buy the code. If you used up the first code that came with the game, used it on a console, and it would have been like for one console only, and if someone else got the game secondhand, they would have had to pay for the code to play the game on their console, basically screwing over the whole used game business.
No, that was the way because they weren't making any money off of it.
Well, now they're going to get into the used game business themselves. Potentially. Yeah, Microsoft, yeah.
Assholes. Make a big deal out of it, and I'm gonna go do it. You fucking asses.
Okay, what do you think about game rentals? You think those should be a thing?
That'd be okay.
Yeah. I think the age of Blockbuster.
You can do movies, why can't you do games?
Right? Yeah, I remember PS3 had a thing where you had like a timed demo, where it was for 1 hour. But what I'm proposing is something along the lines of Blockbuster, where you rent the game, or Redbox, same deal, but for digital games, where you buy the game, you download it, you pre-download it, and as soon as you boot it up, you have 24 hours or 48 hours, depending. You could even have it be for a whole week or however. Yeah, you have different tiers of rentals. Plus buying the game, or getting the free demo, or whatever. I would even think the demo is better, or well, you can even have the demo, I guess, because it's free. But the rentals, I think that's a good idea. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. They should definitely let us bring shit.
Okay. How about virtual reality? Because Oculus Rift is coming this year. PlayStation VR is coming this year. It's going to be good. The only concern I have.
I think it's going to be buggy to start.
Yeah, I think for the first generation of VR, it's going to be problematic, specifically with the whole motion sickness thing. Yeah. I don't know how they're going to combat.
I could also see epilepsy and stuff like that. Seizures and all that
the whole motion tracking. The feeling that you're going to be there. It could be overwhelming at first, especially if you're getting thrust in like horror games.
If you're creating VR and watching this, make sure you put a disclaimer.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
They better hope they do, because if they forget to, that's their ass.
Most systems do, though. PS4 boots up with the safety warning.
Yeah, but the headset needs to have it on, or whatever you put on your.
I'm sure it will.
Oh, bet.
Yeah. I wasn't really going to talk about this, but the price points for the VR headset. Oculus Rift is going to be $600 at launch.
Yeah. Look.
I think the PSVR is $400, $300 or $400.
What?
The PlayStation VR, I think will be $300 or $400. I think $400 if I'm not mistaken. I should have done my homework.
It's cheap, so you better take care of it if you get it.
Yeah, it's the price of a console basically. But I don't know. I look forward to it because I've always wanted to play games like Minecraft. In a first-person thing. That'd be. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had written down for the whole online gaming thing. Changing gears, the Chucklers. We have back in August, my dad handed me the keys to his building, which he had worked out of for the last 20 some odd years. He had run a Confederate flag business where he sold bumper stickers and stuff from home. And he worked out of that building. It's, it's a decent sized shed. But now that his shop is more or less folded, not doing it anymore, he's starting a watch company. Completely unrelated, but starting a watch company. But he gave me the keys to the building, which we're now in the process of clearing out. There's a lot of junk, like 15 to 20-year-old junk, and straight up there's trash in there. But, old cardboard boxes that have just been piled up in the corner that have overflowed. It's a fucking mess. But the catch is, if we clear it out, it's ours. So we're going to clear it out, move in furniture, and basically make it into the Chucklers headquarters, a studio. Sort of an all-in-one place where we can do this. We could do it in a better room than this, basically.
Yes.
So, it's very cramped in this room. Couldn't hold more than 2 people and a dog, for sure. I'd like to maybe document the thing along the way, maybe do like before and after pictures. We've already started on it, so like a true before picture isn't going to happen, but hopefully we'll have updates for every undercover that we do. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but right now we're still in the getting cardboard boxes out of the way phase, which I'll work on that tomorrow when I have a little bit of time. And that wraps it up for this episode of the Chucklers Undercover, episode 8. I'm Matt, the ManicProfessor.
I'm Kevin, KingCarnage.
And that's Lexi, the Monkey Butt Gamer.
Butt. Just go ahead and it makes you feel good saying Monkey Butt.
Monkey Butt. And we are the Chucklers. Good night.